All right, guys, it's time to start building again. Got caught up on some eBays and some other parts that we manufacture, so that stuff's all going out. We already got more pre-orders. Thank you, everybody, for that. We appreciate it. It's what keeps us going. So we're gonna do the subframe on the KX500 today. So we got a piece of a KX500 subframe that we're gonna put on here. We got that biscuit going. So got that swing arm all dialed in. The spring is a little close on that side, still has daylight, but it's just kind of the way this offset shock setup is. Like I said, we repurposed a YFZ arm, just built the linkage. So if we were to build this arm, I would have just made that leg just a hair further over. But we're gonna do the subframe. There's Goldie coming out to visit. We're gonna do the subframe right now. And then I got top end parts for that, waiting for the service manual. We're gonna rebuild the engine, be able to ride that finally, angle that up a little bit, and build an airbox. There's Luna. The next build we got, all right, I'll just let you in on it. You got a TTR 230 engine, okay? That's gonna be the base. Then we got this 225DX. Don't mind the concrete, I'm gonna get that redone. But we're gonna put the TTR engine in there. TTR gas tank, YFZ subframe, DT front end, blaster, swing arm. We're gonna build a vintage mod 225 race trike. It's gonna be sweet. All right, so I've been in the zone. I have not been videoing, but I got the top of the subframe mocked up. It's looking really good. Just trim the fenders. Take quite a bit off. We're gonna have to trim the fender for the kickstart. And then there's gonna barely be enough room for the pipe. It's gonna swoop down and out. The pipe is really tricky. So let me take the seat off and the fender off so we can look at the subframe. All right, so this subframe has been a really tricky one. So we're gonna leave it open-ended just like the stock one was on the front. We're gonna put new pipe underneath and run it all the way up to the front mount. We're gonna box this in. There should be enough room with the seat. I'm gonna look at that. The pipe is gonna come down and then out and then catch right here. So that's gonna work. We're probably gonna change these lower ones, make them slim and then come down. Then on this side, we're gonna end up matching this one. I left that on there to keep it rigid while I was mocking everything up. I got screwdrivers in the pivot bolt so you can measure back. Got 27 inches from the rear grab bar bolt to the center of the pivot bolt, which is how I like them to sit. So then you got this really proper sitting trike with the negative clamps. So this is just a personal build. I don't build trikes for people, and I won't be building another 500. This is quite the endeavor. So we're gonna fix this, finish it up. Then we're gonna try to fit the stock airbox in there. Might have to trim it a little bit. But here, within like 2 weeks, we're gonna get all 3 of the Kawasaki trikes out and try them out. So stay tuned for some more. One last thing I forgot to touch on. My first prototypes, I usually try to incorporate a stock subframe, see how much of it you can actually use. So if I was to ever redo this, I would just build an entire subframe. But this just kind of gets everything where I need it, and it's a really good way to prototype, even though this one's not going to have much of the subframe left, so I could have just did this one from scratch, but it's worth a shot. All right, I didn't take a lot of videos yesterday, but we're back at it, day 2. We're going to finish the subframe today and then do the exhaust. So I just clearanced this for the exhaust. Yeah. So we added these 2 pieces of tube right here. It's the same kind of ERW that the stock pipe's made out of. You can see the crease in there, so that's gonna work well. We got the plate and it's attached. That was our original fitment plan. Then we added these tubes. So it's reinforced, it's attached all the way. This should work well. We're gonna reinstall it. I had this piece in here so that it holds the tabs in the right place while it gets hot and cools off. So yeah, this is just kind of how like prototype one-off subframes go. So we're gonna put it on, then we're gonna build the bottom parts, then we're gonna build the exhaust. We already got the fender trimmed yesterday, so we're looking good. We are looking good. It fit like a glove. It slipped right on. That's what's important about keeping something in there when you're welding. It's the same as a jig. So when it cools off, it stays in place. Look at that, straight as an arrow. We just got to raise it up to, I think I'm gonna go 30¼ inches to the top. And then our seat height's gonna be 32 in the middle, 32½ in the back. Have a nice little tip up. That's what we got to fix on that one. Right now we're gonna get it into position, tighten it down. We're gonna build these bottom legs. And then after that, the exhaust. See, I clearanced it right here for the exhaust so it can come down. Then it's gonna come through and out. So we're gonna see how all that matches up. I don't know if I'm gonna have to cut this out. I'm not sure yet. That's kind of where the fender rides. It's looking good. All right, so after you have the top where you want it, I got it at 29¾ on both sides, 27 inches from there to there on both sides. Now we got this side piece installed. So we're splicing onto the existing, otherwise we'd run a whole new piece and make new ends. I utilized that one end. So we're gonna tack this in place. And then we're probably gonna put a brace in it, like the factory one on the other side. Then we'll gusset it. Then we should be looking good. I'm gonna leave this probably for hooking the airbox to, and then I'll add one to the other side. So we got that bent to miss the chain completely. We got lots of room on this side. It'll be more of a straight shot. But this side, you know, we want to make sure there's clearance for everything when it comes up. So yeah, we'll do the other side now. Here's a little preview with the seat off. I know I'm just a self-taught mechanic and welder, some dude in my garage, a lot of people like to call me, but nobody can touch my trike builds. Look at that. I can't wait. This fender is a little ratty. I'm gonna fix the seat up. I might get a new fender later, but it's like bent down a little bit. I'll put new fender brackets on to even it out. Whoop, kicking stuff. But look at that, modern day Takati. Pretty sweet. So I built this using the extended swing arm. So we got the +4, I believe. And sorry, I've been up in Alaska for a while. It is a +4. And we still got 32-inch seat height for all around riding. That's what I like to shoot for. 32½ in the back. We got proper rake. We got excellent ground clearance. So this was built with that swing arm and still has the same height, because that's what we're basing this one off of, is this wheelbase. Okay, so we got the bottom legs in. Need a little more welding, but here's this side, and we got to fit the exhaust next. Then here's this side, spaced out like I showed you off the chain. We're gonna add the little brace in here. Then we're gonna see if we want to add anything else after we fit the airbox and the exhaust. I might add one more pipe going up, or tube, sorry, on each side. But yeah, it's looking pretty sweet. It's feeling stout. All right, so this pipe is proving to be challenging. I got music on. We're close now. I got the rubber piece off right now. This is really hard with one hand. All right. It's gonna be angled up like this. Twist this a little bit. Right there. It's the last one we need. Angle it up right about there. All right, I'll get my final piece ready here. All right, I got the music turned down, sorry about that. So you can see right here, we're almost there. So I got one more piece to do. Then we can put the rubber deal back on there. Waiting for the rear fender mounts to come in, and then we'll build a little mount for the other part on the silencer. All right, so that's where it's gonna live. I got One last piece to weld in. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, we got everything tacked into place. Let's take a look. Look at that pipe. Wham. It went from going like this, whoop, now it does this. I wonder how it's gonna ride. We'll check that out. I'm gonna finish tacking it, and then I'm gonna have to take the pipe off and then weld and then clean it up. Then we'll put the little rubber back on. This mess is progress. Might look crazy, but it's progress. And then I'm gonna add the support beam on the other side, and we'll probably, I don't think it needs anything up top actually. I might add something going from there to there is what we'll do actually. All right, well, let's finish this up. All right, not bad. Got that pretty dialed in. I'm gonna do the other side. We're gonna add the piece right here, same as that side. Then we'll put the little gussets in there too, probably a couple corners. All right, so the subframe is finished up. We'll pull it off, see if it needs any other little welds or cleaning up. Same with the exhaust. So next we're gonna put the airbox in, but man, are we looking good. All right, so you win some, you lose some. I had to take that cross member out, and that tab that I was gonna use for the airbox was a little bit bigger than expected, so I'm gonna put the cross member right here where the other factory one is. That was actually my plan originally, but I wanted to support out here a little more. But I mean, this subframe is stout, so nothing to really worry about. The boot fits when you put it on with a pry bar a little bit, push it on. So if you clamp it, it'll be in position. And then I had to trim this side for the exhaust. We'll probably put a little bit of a metal shield on it. And then if you hold it up and over, it actually clears. It'll go all the way up, and it will clear the exhaust when I finish this mount over here. So this basically finishes up the subframe, exhaust, airbox situation. So that's the end of this video. Stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna do thumb throttle, a bunch of other cool stuff. So we're gonna start tying it up, finishing it, and then we'll be test driving. All right, Tri-Moto Man out.